Hello, I'm Jay Bruns, Senior Climate Policy Advisor here at the Washington Office of the Insurance Commissioner. I am joined today by the Commissioner himself, Mike Kreidler. We're here to welcome you to the Insurance Commissioner's 2022 Climate Summit series, which kicks off on September 26th. We're trying something a little different this year and presenting a series of shorter videos with pertinent information and content. We hope you enjoy it. Now, Commissioner, what prompted you to start this climate summit back in 2017?
Well, Jay, back in 15 years ago when we got started with this process, the commissioner from Nebraska and I both shared a common interest in seeing what we could do as insurance commissioners to address what we saw as a very vital and necessary uh, challenge before insurance regulators, and how best to bring that to the attention of insurance commissioners. And doing a survey certainly looked like the best way to find out what the insurance industry was doing or not doing so that we could have a benchmark going forward.
Now, I'm thinking when you started this Climate Summit series, it was actually in person. And then because of COVID, of course, we went virtual. Now, that has really increased the participation in this. It's gone from mostly Washington State to national and international. Who is it that you're trying to reach? And what do you hope the audience gets from the Summit series?
Well, Jay, I clearly feel very keen that we need to reach the American public and the public of the state of Washington, since I'm the Washington State Insurance Commissioner. But this is really an international challenge. I mean, this is everybody on this planet of ours is being challenged by climate. What can we wind up doing? And one method is to communicate what we're seeing and what's happening with climate change. And the survey gives us a benchmark showing us what's happening over time. Having these meetings provides us an opportunity to have experts explain to us just exactly what's taking place, how it's taking place, and how we can make a difference. That's a huge difference, and we can have a real impact by virtue of having these virtual contacts reach out, as you pointed out, Jay, to a lot more of a population than we would if we did it just in person.
Well, speaking of the expertise that you're bringing with this climate summit, we have a strong program lined up again this year. This year with health and climate experts from the University of Washington, who will tell us, for example, about the impact of climate change and heat on health. We also will get an update from the Yale program for climate change communication. We're also again going to hear from insurance experts about what the industry is doing to manage this climate change crisis. So, what do you hope for this year's Climate Summit?
Well, again, I think it's bringing a finer edge to every year. We know more about climate change, the impacts it's going to have on us as a world population, and the steps that we can take to bring about change. And one of them certainly is making sure that insurance continues to be out there and available. And if we can help with our communication as to the nature of the changes that are taking place, it becomes part of the rubric of bringing together the insurance industry, the products that they have for the public, and making sure that they are there, affordable, and we as a society are responding appropriately. Not the least of which, let's see what we can do to make sure that we're getting at the greenhouse gases that are driving this problem of ours.
Well, thank you, Commissioner, and thank you all for joining us. The first entry in this year's Climate Summit series will be available on our YouTube and website on September 26th. Thank you again.